dolls, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be coming to you with not really a story time, not really an urban legend type thing, but something that I found a little bit creepy and a little bit interesting. Every time I literally do something creepy, I put candles on in the back because I don't have the right lighting here to be creepy, so there's that. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be talking to you about, well, let's just cut to the chase. You've seen the title already. My boyfriend's grandmother owns a haunted painting. Okay, so basically I'm super into the occult. I'm super into like paranormal stuff. Obviously, if you've been to my channel, you know this already. And so we were just, I've had pre-film videos, so this happened a little bit ago. And I also have my book here that has all the history. So I just wanted to let you know. And so I originally, I think, have seen this somewhere, probably on like a news website or something along those lines. And pretty much it's one of the most haunted paintings or most cursed paintings ever made. And I'll show you right here what the painting actually looks like. But before I do that, disclaimer, people that see this usually say that they feel dizzy or sick or upset after they get done or as they're looking at the painting itself. And this will tie into how I realized that this was the painting in a second. So I'll show it to you now. So this painting is called Love Letters, and it is by Charles Trevor Garden. Originally it was painted in 1889. A little bit of backstory on this photograph. In 1887, there was a little girl named Samantha Houston staying at the Driscoll Hotel in Austin, Texas, which, if you know it, which you probably do if you're in the paranormal, like the paranormal community, that's more like it, you will know the Driscoll Hotel because it is one of the most haunted hotels in Austin, Texas, or even in the top 100 haunted hotels. So the girl in the photograph was not originally Samantha Houston. Samantha Houston was the daughter of a U.S. senator, and she passed away in 1887 at 4 years old. Her mother and father had been staying at the hotel during a meeting. Her father had been working late and her mother had been asleep. She got out of her room and followed a bouncing ball that she was playing with down the steps. She tripped and she fell and tragically passed away at the bottom of the steps at the grand staircase at the Driscoll Hotel. Now, this is sad because this was the first ever passing in the hotel itself, and since then there have been many other passings and a lot of paranormal activity regarding her spirit. Did you really have to do that, Missy? There's been lots of reports from people staying in the hotel or people just visiting. They say that they hear a ball bouncing along the grand staircase. They also hear children at night running up and down the staircase and along the third floor, I believe, hallway where her parents had been staying. And again, I will leave all of the websites and everything, all the videos that I that I researched with down at the bottom. So this photo was not actually painted of the daughter of the U.S. Senator, Samantha, but it was a photograph that was commissioned in her likeness. So after this was commissioned, it was hung on the 5th floor. Oh, it was the 5th floor, not the 3rd floor. My apologies. After it was hung up on the 5th floor, people started to hear a lot more, paranormal activity regarding her spirit. Did you really have to do that, Missy? There's been lots of reports from people staying in the hotel or people just visiting. They say that they hear a ball bouncing along the grand staircase and along the third floor, I believe, hallway where her parents had been staying. And again, I will leave all of the websites and everything, all the videos that I researched with down at the bottom. So this photo was not actually painted of the daughter of the U.S. Senator, Samantha, but it was a photograph that was commissioned in her likeness. So after this was commissioned, it was hung on the 5th floor. like running around in that area, a lot more of the bouncing ball and stuff like that in that specific. The staff members actually think that Samantha has taken a liking to the photograph, the painting, and has attached herself to it. So this is why when people look at this photograph, they begin to feel dizzy. They feel shortness of breath. They feel like they are falling. And also, it says that people say that they feel, again, dizzy, ill, or unsettled. And they say that if you stand there and stare in her eyes for an indeterminable amount of time, people don't really mention how long you have to stare at her. That's why I don't like to keep her up for very long, because she does make me feel uncomfortable. But the little girl in the photo, her expression will shift, or she will shift in positions in the photo. I believe that it was mysteriousuniverse.org. The curator of that website said that she was a mischievous spirit, and she does like to play tricks and play around, even though she was a 4-year-old when she passed. So this painting became very popular early 1900s because of the actual composition of it. People tended to really like the expression on the girl's face, and because it became more popular, people became to replicate it more. Now, the issue with that is they say that Samantha likes to attach herself to any likeness of the portrait, so she will be able to be felt in any of the pieces of the portrait. And I have read in a couple different websites that even photocopies or stuff like that, you feel the same feelings. And I honestly don't think it's a placebo effect. And I'll tell you why in a second, because I very, very strongly believe that. Why do you want to go sit in the corner? Come. The baby couldn't get comfortable, so she's just going to sit with me for a little bit. So, like I said, I've always been super into the paranormal. I've been very attuned to it for the longest time, and so usually when I feel something with an energy, I feel it. So if there's an attachment to something, I can feel it pretty easy. This Easter, we were at Michael's family member's house, and I was just walking around, and they are very big into collecting antiques from all ages, all time periods, and sorry, I had gone with her to the bedroom to grab my coat, and once I grabbed my coat, right when you walk in the bedroom, there's a very tall, full-body mirror, and at the very top, there is, it's like outlined in a frame, and in the very top was a photograph of a little girl holding a bouquet of flowers and a letter. And I thought to myself how weird it was that I knew what this photograph was, but and I had seen it before, but I couldn't put my finger on the name or anything like that. So I asked her about it, and she said, well, she'd gotten it at an estate sale a long time ago, and she had always had it. It never made her feel anything weird. Nothing like that. And I was like, well, yeah, you know, antiques always have a certain energy, a certain life to them, and they always have this feeling. Well, she told me that her husband had felt weird feelings when he looked at the painting. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And she goes, I don't know, he just felt like it was creepy, like it was from The Shining or something. And like the little girl was giving him a creepy feeling. And I was like, oh, that's really weird. Yeah, I kind of feel the same thing. She's like, I never really felt anything from it. I just always used to like look at myself in the mirror before work and then go to work and then be done with it. and I never really paid attention to anything. So I looked at it, and I was perfectly fine. I looked at it, I was like, that is so weird. I have a deja vu moment. I had never been in this person's house. So we went around and looked at the rest of the stuff in the home, and I was like, this is so weird. I can't put my finger on where I've seen this before. So I actually went on to Google, and I typed in the description of the painting, and it came up with this painting, and here it was. So I just read you the backstory of the painting. So, like, as time went on, I was just, like, weirded out a little bit. I have a note down here because I have really bad memory from a concussion a couple years ago. So it says, when I originally saw the painting, I felt deja vu and a little creeped out. Once I looked it up, I realized I had known what it was, and why I had known it, because it was this painting, this really, really famous painting, that was from, like, the top 6 of the most haunted paintings, like, in the entire world. Not even, probably like an hour, almost 2 hours later, I got a mood swing where I was very down, I was very heavy and depressive, and I actually cried at one point, and I didn't know why I was feeling this way, because I was perfectly fine. I was with family, and we were having fun, and we were all drinking, and, you know, I was no way intoxicated, but, actually, I didn't even drink until I felt like that, and then I went over and got a cup of wine, and I don't really drink wine, so I don't understand why I actually drank that full cup of wine by myself. That kept up until about an hour after we got home, and I went to bed. And then just today, I was talking to Michael, my partner, and he was saying that he went in after I was talking about it, and looked in the painting's eyes, and he started feeling really dizzy, and he kind of zoned out for a minute. Happy of the painting, so that's why I said, you know, she attaches herself to the painting, but we don't really know, like, you know what I mean. So I just thought this was a little bit interesting, and I wanted to share it with you guys and maybe get your opinion on it, because I know what I felt. So just let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. If you have any questions, make sure to follow me on my social medias, and you can reach me down there. And I will see you in the next video.